Retirement is meant to be a time of newfound fun, freedom, and fulfillment. But all too often, stubbornness stands in the way of truly embracing this chapter of life.
You think I'm stubborn?
A little bit.
I am not stubborn. Can you?
I think we're all stubborn a little bit.
Well, are we going to do this right now in front of everybody?
Well, I mean, don't you think we're all stubborn a little bit?
A little bit. But listen to this. Imagine a retirement where you break free from the old habits and rigid thinking, where you can open yourself up to new adventures, growth, and endless possibilities.
I'm imagining. It's going to take me a minute.
You're going to have to work on this pretty hard.
If you're stuck in your old ways and can't be flexible, you may miss out on everything retirement has to offer.
So today we're going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of leading a stubborn life. We want you not to be stubborn. We want to open up your eyes and try some new things. So let's talk about our friend. I don't want to mention his name, but we have a friend.
Oh, our friend Alan from Marco. Oh, you didn't want to mention his name?
Oh, we'll mention it.
Okay.
Alan from Marco.
Anyway.
Most stubborn person I ever met in my life. He doesn't want to change. He doesn't want to grow. He's got these routines and all of that. But now he's struggling a bit because he's left his career. Retirement's different. He has a lot of free time. But a lot of his old habits and routines, like getting up early to go to work and all that, are gone.
Right. And it's starting to weigh on his relationships, his health and wellness, his mental health and wellness. And, all of that, makes for a tough retirement.
It does. And we don't want that for us. We don't want it for you. So let's take a look at some things that happen to you if you are stubborn.
If you can't be flexible.
Can't be flexible. First thing is missed opportunities. If you're stubborn, you're going to miss new opportunities that come your way, like travel, learning, or trying new hobbies.
If you don't adapt to any changing circumstances as your retirement unfolds, you may miss out on some enriching experiences and your own personal growth.
Now, if you're stubborn, you're going to strain your relationships.
That's the second thing for sure.
If you're stubborn or I'm stubborn with each other, it does create stress and anxiety.
It does.
That just isn't helpful at all.
And, inflexibility and considering others' viewpoints can lead to conflicts and often isolation. It's going to diminish your joy and actually, help you really dissolve more relationships than you want.
And we don't want that.
No, I know.
No. Stagnation and boredom.
That's the third
is
thing.
going to kick in if you're going to refuse to embrace change and try new things. It's just going to lead to an unfulfilling retirement life, and that's not a good thing.
And it's funny because, sticking to rigid routines and resisting anything other than that, can create boredom. And yet we talk a lot about routines and sticking to routines. So you have to find that balance, right?
Now, we don't talk about finances in our business, but the fourth thing is you're going to face financial challenges. You're going to have in retirement. You're going to have to make decisions. And if you're stubborn and you don't want to deal with this stuff, it could have negative consequences in your retirement.
And really resisting any of those adjustments and spending and investments and, or even just resisting seeking financial advice can be harmful.
Now, if you're stubborn, you're going to have limited personal growth, right? Because it inhibits you from really looking at, reading books, thinking about self-improvement opportunities. If you're closed-minded on that, you're going to miss the boat.
And really, if you think of the quintessential closed-minded, grumpy old man or woman in your mind as you visualize retirement, they are resisted to learning new skills and being open-minded as things unfold in their community and their relationships and their lives, and it makes them really kind of isolated.
Right. Having a stubborn attitude is going to inhibit your well-being and your happiness. It's really going to create stress, frustration, and decreased overall well-being because you're being so stubborn. You don't want to try the new things again.
Yeah, and I think we've kind of woven that through some of the other comments. That idea of increased happiness comes with increased flexibility.
Right. So let's now talk about some things you can do to be less stubborn. And the first thing is embrace some change. Just change your mindset. Say, you know what? I'm going to try this. I want to let go of my rigid thinking and embrace some flexibility in my life.
And really, the second thing is adapting to new roles and new identities that are going to come your way. You need to embrace them as you become retired into the future and for the next 30 years.
Third thing is back to the financial end of things. You've got to navigate these financial changes and adjustments that come your way. You've got to understand you need a financial plan. You need to have a budget. Be willing to reassess all of that and make adjustments as you go through. And you should be getting professional advice on that, because we can't give it, but we have a financial planner and you should have one too. Someone with another eye on what's happening.
The fourth thing is you really need to maintain your healthy relationships. Recognize the impact that stubbornness is having on your relationships. Practice your active listenings. Seek to find empathy when you're asking questions and listening. Really embrace the compromise, I think, in your relationships.
The fifth one, continuous learning and growth. Now, we've said this in so many of our videos, but it doesn't hurt to hear it again. I would challenge you. What are you doing about continual learning and growth? It's really important to take the approach we have, which we call lifelong learning and personal growth. We're always trying to get better at so many different things in our life.
I take an approach to that in my reading, right? I read a novel, I read something for learning, something for personal development, something spiritual, and then back to a novel.
Right.
I always try to do that.
So we talked about if you're stubborn, the disadvantages. We talked about some things to do, but here's some steps that you could take. And the first one is just being self-aware of when you're being stubborn or resistant to change. Pay attention to how you feel and your thoughts and emotions and reactions when you're being resistant, and try to change that.
And I would say it's not just what you say, but it's also your body language, your eye rolls, which I know.
You're the biggest eye roller ever.
I am not the biggest eye roller
Show them the
ever.
eye roll that I get all the time. Come on.
I'm doing that.
All right.
The second thing is challenge your own beliefs, right? Examine the benefits and assumptions that contribute to your stubbornness. Ask yourself whether they're serving you well, and be open to questioning and challenging your perspective, and allow yourself to consider the alternate view, right?
Yeah, I think it's important to
That's a big one.
That's why I'm pausing for a second, because you and I both challenge each other's beliefs more times than not. And it's not really to persuade you to listen to me, but really for you to seek and understand different perspectives and experiences. I mean, we all go through life. We could go through the same moment and feel differently about it. But, challenging my beliefs and challenging your beliefs really is helpful for us to be, more curious.
Right. The third thing is practice active listening.
Why do we have to talk about listening?
We always talk about listening.
Because you don't listen well. No, it's me.
Wow.
It's me.
Wow. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. We'll give a shout out to Taylor. Anyway, active listening to others without immediately dismissing their ideas or opinion is critical to your being able to stay flexible in your mindset.
Yeah, you really want to pay attention to what other people are saying and try to understand their point of view. If someone really feels different about something else, you shouldn't take that as, well, you need to be more like them. Just try to understand why they have that point of view. Whether it's politics or religion or money or family or love or kindness, whatever it is, you can learn a lot from other people by really listening to what they're saying and build in some constructive dialogue with them.
Yeah. The fourth thing is to seek out new experiences. Really step outside your comfort zone and intentionally expose yourself to new experiences and ideas.
Yeah, because if you can engage in activities that challenge your routines and your preferences, like travel, exploring different cultures, reading diverse books, or attending a workshop or seminar, you are really going to start to grow, and that's really, really important.
And all of this doesn't need to be done at once. So I guess the fifth thing I would bring up is...
I love. I think this is important.
Embrace small changes. Start small by intentionally making changes in your daily life.
Something simple, like trying new foods. If you've never eaten Indian food before, go to an Indian restaurant.
There's a new one in Old Saybrook.
We should go.
I know.
Take up a new hobby. Change your routines up. We change our routines all the time. Not big time change, but I've been getting up a lot earlier recently to finish my book, and I've been doing it for 30 days.
4 a.m.
4 a.m. But you know what? Right now, that's serving me really well. And the change has been good for me. It really has. It's gotten me more engaged in my book. It's got me more
Not great
engaged
for
with
me.
you. No, well, you don't notice when I leave.
do
But if
too.
you embrace some small changes, you're gradually going to become a
Right.
little more comfortable with the idea of change and develop a more flexible approach to life.
And I would say remember that change takes time. So be patient and compassionate with yourself throughout this entire process.
So if you can practice these steps consistently, you can gradually become less stubborn and more open to new ideas and perspectives. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you're going to love this next one. 3 major life changes 3 years into retirement. In this video, we focus on how we needed flexibility and less stubbornness in creating new relationships, changes in how we took care of ourselves, and balance in our newfound freedom.